We begin with the president's mass deportations.
A government lawyer told a federal judge today that, in effect, it would not matter if the administration complied with a court order to bring back the migrants sent by mistake to El Salvador.
That is because, the lawyer said, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, alleged to be a gang member, is no longer eligible for protection from deportation and would be deported again.
The president has said he is first deporting gang members and criminals, the worst of the worst, among migrants in the country illegally. But he is also seeking to deport others, including Mohsen Mahdawi, arrested yesterday in Vermont.
Mahdawi is here legally, but the administration wants to deport him, claiming he could undermine the Mideast peace process. Lilia Luciano has more about Mahdawi and the group pressing the president to deport him and others like him. Lilia?
That's right. Look, we were wondering, how is it that among the thousands of student protesters in college campuses around the country, the federal government landed on a few who they're targeting for deportation? Well, our month-long reporting took us to an activist group that then led us to this one man who is today in federal custody fighting against his deportation. This is Mohsen Mahdawi. He was one of the students leading pro-Palestinian protests at Columbia University. Mahdawi is Palestinian. He's also a permanent U.S. resident.
We come here and we stand tall.
In late 2023, he spoke to 60 Minutes about his message to fellow Columbia students.
I'm inviting them to come and look at my wounds. The pain that I lived and my people are living is real.
That interview caught the attention of the U.S. branch of Beitar, a group that claims it has sent the names of thousands of protesters to the Trump administration, urging they be deported. Ross Glick is the former executive director.
Once information is handed off, we're out of the process, right? It's ultimately up to the government, the various officials.
So it's up to the government to clarify if somebody's a Hamas supporter or not.
100%.
Glick described Beitar as a Zionist group that fights anti-Semitism. The Anti-Defamation League, a Jewish organization, calls it an extremist group. A name at the top of Beitar's list, Mohsen Mahdawi. The group wrote us last month, we believe that Mohsen Mahdawi will shortly be detained and hopefully deported. We're on our way to meet up with Mohsen, who has been in hiding for weeks, and he fears that the administration is coming after him next. We met Mahdawi in Vermont on Sunday. How are you doing?
Some people actually found where I was. They slipped a paper underneath my door saying, "We are watching you."
While sheltering in place and before fleeing to Vermont, Mahdawi got a notice for a long-awaited appointment to become a U.S. citizen. When you got the appointment, what were your thoughts?
Mixed feelings, right? It's the first feeling of like, I've been waiting for this for more than a year. And the other feeling is like, wait a minute, is this a honey trap?
You think they could be calling you in to detain you?
Correct.
What do you want people to hear from you in the case that you are detained?
I want people to know that my compassion extended beyond the Palestinian people. My compassion is also for the Jewish people and for the Israelis as well.
We're on our way to meet up with Mohsen, who's right now gathered with his attorneys in preparation of this appointment that could change his entire life. Mohsen just walked into the building where the appointment is happening. His attorney went in with him.
It looks like somebody who could be in uniform.
Soon, we saw what appeared to be officers strapping on vests. An hour later,
This is ICE. All of those trucks were ICE.
Mohsen Mahdawi was led out of the building in handcuffs by agents wearing masks.
It's an irony, the irony of the destiny, and I accept the outcome. If my story will become another story for the struggle to have justice and democracy in this country, let it be.
So Lilia joins us now. Beitar says it's handed over the names to the government. What is Homeland Security saying about that?
Right. Beitar says it's handed over thousands of names. And of course, Beitar is an organization that's not connected to the government. But they still told us he might be next. We reached out to DHS and they said that ICE does not work with or has received any tips on the ICE line from Beitar.
What happens next for Mohsen Mahdawi?
Well, he is currently in custody in Vermont, in federal custody. His attorneys are fighting not just the legality of his detention, given that he has not committed any crimes. They're still waiting for the government to charge him. They have not received those documents either. They issued a temporary restraining order, which they hope that will turn into an injunction to not just keep him in Vermont, at least, to stop the deportation, but also to try and bail him out.
Lilia Luciano, extraordinary reporting. Thank you.